My dumbass watches calls for Biden to step down 4 hours a day.
Dude, okay, and that's my new kick. If I'm being honest, I didn't want to go there this early in the show, but let me just tell you, I have never in my entire life, I've always enjoyed watching CNN, Fox News, even as a kid for whatever reason. Like when I was in high school, I dug it. I liked cable news. I found it fun to watch.
Okay.
And so, but I always saw that there was there's the blue team and the red team, and if something crazy happens, you can't defend, but like for the most part, there's the blue team and the red team. And then, oh my God, to see the entire media hammering Biden over this stuff. I saw in his interview where I think he said, I got to do gooder. He said, I have to do gooder or something than him to win the election and know that I tried my best. Yeah. And it was like the White House contacts ABC or CBS or whoever it is and says, hey, our stenographers actually had not gooder, but good as. Is that what you had? And they're like, no, we heard gooder. Weird. Could you make the correction to fix the incongruency there?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I saw the most baffled and confused sign language interpreter of my life. Like just holding on the thread, trying to.
And worse than that, because somebody got fired over this thing they did this week. Biden calls into a black radio station where they've already passed the questions off in secret beforehand for the interview. He still bombs. He still sounds crazy. And they fire the radio host for giving the questions beforehand. And, he got found out. It's been, and he's not done. He's going on for an interview with Lester Holt like this week. So he's doing another one of these.
It started an hour ago. I don't know how long it is.
Oh, yeah. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah. Wait, tonight? Kyle, if he did it later tonight, it'd be past 8 p.m. and we got a sleepy president. Like
no, okay. It was it. Can I give you a spoiler?
Let's spoil it.
Spoil it.
Apparently, he calls Zelensky Putin. In this thing.
I mean, there's only two big guys over there. Mix them up, and they sound similar.
That might have been the NATO summit. I might be mixing it up with the thing, but he does do that. At this point, they're hard scope. It's not even fair, right? You can hard scope a Trump thing and find things he says wrong or get whatever. But if you listen to all 90 minutes of it, it's basically coherent. He's up there riffing in the heat. Trump has lots of flaws, but his decline is not the same as Biden's. There is no both.
Yeah.
Physically, it's so bad.
Different there too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch that 5-minute video I sent in the WhatsApp where the Parkinson's disease specialist?
I saw it independently of that already. So
you had seen it?
I think Megyn Kelly had it on her show. Like she played it in its entirety, where the doctor's like ranting. I guarantee it's Parkinson's. I stake my reputation. This is also Boogie's doctor.
This is Boogie's brother. He's wearing a lot of hats right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
He said something that burned into my mind, which is like, I could diagnose this guy from across the mall. And I heard that and I was like, what? No, you can't. And then I thought about it. And I wrote this in the WhatsApp too. If you show me a guy swimming for 3 strokes, I can tell you how good a swimmer he is without any doubt. And I'm like, I bet Taylor can look at a guy's wrist shot and probably semi-accurately predict what level of hockey he played at just by looking at the wrist shot. Give him 2 shots and skate from blue line to blue line, and Taylor will tell you what this guy can offer. And like, if you have any like movement expertise, you can do that pretty quickly. I can do it with grappling a little bit. This guy, it completely makes sense that he could spot Parkinson's. He does this for a living. He's a medical doctor who specializes in Parkinson's. And he's like, it is clear as day by the way that he pivots, by the way that he drifts off at the end of his sentence, by the way that he takes that short shuffle gait, by the way that he walks without swinging his arms. He's like, he has no doubt. And he's a Democrat who's doing all this. And I was like, man, I believe him. I believe him. And I kind of feel like our government is doing, and I'm just echoing what he said, a thing that North Korea would do or that Russia would do, right? When Russia invaded Crimea, it just flat out denied that those were their soldiers. Like, oh, this little green man who like came in there and took over Crimea. We know nothing about it. Yeah, it could be anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like we're adjacent to that. Biden, Parkinson's? That sounds wild. Why would you say that?
It's been a emperor has no clothes period for the past few years where for a lot of people have been like, this dude is not with it. This guy is clearly not at 100%. He's diminished severely.
They successfully
He's
hit him, and then he did well at the State of the Union.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
I give myself a little sympathy for, pushing back against the Fox Newses who just kept saying he was losing it, when really he was hidden in a bunker.
No, what I saw is what you saw, Woody. So obviously, and I'm going back to State of the Union. This is where my mind was after watching the State of the Union, which 9 months ago now, maybe something like that. Maybe not even that.
Less, I think, but I'm not sure.
I thought, okay, Biden is an old man who needs a nap during the day and gets groggy in his worst times. And I bet if any third aggravator got involved with old and sleepy, then he'd look a little loony. Like if you added cold medicine or you added like a day where he didn't get his nap. Like I can imagine jet lag. And I'm imagining him with a real presidential workload as it's been described to me my entire life, as this crack of dawn, late nights all the time kind of thing that ages you 10 years and 4. So I'm just assuming he's doing that. I'm thinking, yeah, but today he got his fucking nap in. He's strong. His voice is strong. He looks strong.
Were you
yes,
really
this is
convinced that because I have
the State of the Union. Yeah, he was powerful. Like
many of us have been saying for years that it's been bananas to believe that he's waking up early and working and staying up late and working. He's been diminished and allowing surrogates to run the country for years. He's just been a figurehead who they parade out once in a while, and they hope he doesn't have a catastrophic failure where he falls all over himself or drifts away in mid-sentence. I feel like it's been clear for a long time that he has not been running the show.
I don't know about that. I'm sure he's making. This last week or two has really caused me to need to reevaluate what I think, I suppose, because it's hard to tell. I thought that it was old man who's sleepy and groggy sometimes, but clearly when he needs to turn it on, like tonight at the State of the Union, he can do it. Therefore, I imagine when he needs to turn it on for a trade deal or a big board meeting or whatever you call it, when you get the joint chiefs of staff together or a policy negotiation, he gets his naps in on those days too. And so in essence, he's there when they really need him. The rest of the time it's on autopilot. And I'm fine with that. But now I'm wondering, he seems like one of those old guys who has good days and bad days, and he's getting more bad days, rapidly having more bad days than good days here at the tail end of this presidency. And it's how long has it been like that? How many awful days have there been? Have there been days where he didn't get out of bed? Have there been days where he completely couldn't follow a conversation, and so we just adjourned the meeting and held it, down the hallway with the chief of staff? How bad has this been for how long?
Kyle, Biden finished his press conference.
What's the reaction on the?
So I read two things.
Anyway,
AP and CNBC. I was trying for less biased, and apparently he flubbed one answer, and he called Kamala Vice President Trump. But outside of that, it was mostly forceful in what he was trying to do.
Okay,
based on what I read.
Is this the thing where he called Zelensky Putin?
That was a different thing, Taylor.
Okay, no, holy shit, that's really good. No. If we found out that that's what was going on this whole time, that's going to be their biggest season ever. If the Biden presidency, the last few months have been an episode of Practical Jokers, it's welcome to the 26th season of Practical Jokers, the Biden presidency. That's right. We've been the three of us have been the pranksters behind some of the most humiliating, degrading, and debasing acts you've ever seen a president.
It shows you Murr behind the scenes, say you're the first black female president. He's I'm the first black female president.
I want you to read out pause.
Pause. Get ice cream all over your face.
And I want this verbatim, Joe. Your legs. The in the summertime when the sun bleach my leg, and the hairs they get blonde, very blonde, and the children in the pool, and he's like, "Do I have to, please, please, no."
Dude, he's gonna wrap up his presidency. He's gonna take a mask off. It's gonna be Daniel Day-Lewis. He's gonna say it was the most challenging role he's ever played.
They focus on the leg thing but at that exact moment, I mean, the next sentence, he says he's used to he's got all these black children jumping in his lap, and he says, "I'm used to cockroaches." Like, I'm so close to exactly what he said. It was bizarre. It seemed like he was talking about black people being cockroaches or children. And I mean, he's it's a photo op, like propaganda piece anyway. He's surrounded by black children. I mean, they're like hanging off of him. What is? Oh, okay. That's horrific. All right, that's horrific. That's
my president.
I hate that so much. God, when you mix them together, you notice the skin tone actually got lighter though.
Probably.
Yo, Trump's in war mode. He's got his war paint on these days. He's gone for that like burnt orange. He's dark. When they let shadows cast on him, he's starting to look like very intense. It's like a football player or something.
You just don't understand bodybuilding. This is how we get ready before the big show.
Dude, he's glistening. The last time I saw him, he was very dark. And and he's got a new hair guy. He's got a wartime hair guy. You know, he's got that day-to-day hair person, which might be him. And like you know, but then like when it's game day, he's got that wartime guy who gets him looking right. I heard Melania's at the most recent thing, making an appearance after a while. So that's a good sign for the marriage. If any of you were concerned,
I wasn't concerned, but I also would believe 1,000%, and it's always been my assumption that Trump was a do his own hair style billionaire. Like there's no way that there's a hired person like every morning doing that and making it look as often silly as it looks. Like there's just no way. It's got to be him doing that thing where he's pushing it over and he's like, "Fooled him again, Donald," and then he.
I think it is. I think it is that. I think he's got a guy. But what I'm saying is he's got a wartime guy. Like more recently, it's like he's got a different look about him. Last time I saw a picture of him, again, very burnt orange, auburn almost, and the hair was looking on point.
Auburn, like the university, like their
like their colors, like burnt orange, looking intense.
I saw a picture of Joe a little oranged up.
I saw that was the laugh of the conservative meme subreddit was, you know, there was this meme 6 months ago or something was when it was first posted. And the idea was that Biden was going to start copying Trump. And it was a cartoonized Biden all oranged up. And then they're like, from fiction to fact, boys, look at this. And it's Biden all oranged up in that Stephanopoulos interview. And it's like, holy shit, they put the bronzer on him. I mean, they were good. His bronzer looks way better than Trump's, to be fair. He's got a professional. Somebody did a good job.
Had the raccoon eyes where you could tell.
It was the same person that did the makeup on Guardians of the Galaxy, I heard. Came in there. He's got this Hollywood connections. Yeah, George Clooney's guy came in there. George Clooney turning his back on Biden is wild. Some of the stuff that he said in that thing where, like, let's see. He goes on, "I'm a lifelong Democrat, no apologies. I'm one of the biggest fundraisers." And then he names all of his accomplishments, pats himself on the back for a while. And then he goes, "But the one battle he cannot win is the fight against time. None of us can. It's devastating to say, but the Joe Biden I was with 3 weeks ago at the fundraiser was not the Joe big fucking deal Biden of 2010. He wasn't even the Joe Biden of 2020. He was the same man we all witnessed at the debate. Was he tired? Yeah. A cold? Maybe. But our party leaders need to stop telling us that 51 million people didn't see what we just saw." And he goes on and on about Trump and blah, blah, blah. But like, that's the meat and potatoes of it, if you ask me. And it's like, this is his biggest fundraiser. This is the guy who would love for Joe Biden to do well. Like, if he cares about anything, it's avoiding what I keep talking about, which is Trump's America. It's the Supreme Court, the entire Congress, and Trump being in charge right after you just told him that he's immune from anything he does. And then you prosecuted him before that. It's like it feels like they were poking the bear. When this was down the line, when like you didn't have to kiss his ass, you didn't have to be dishonest. I feel like they antagonized him. I really hope Trump doesn't ruin America next year. I don't think he will, but
he won't.
But you could see why a more vindictive person than we hope he is might.
It's easy to say like, nothing's going to happen. It never does until it does. Like, I remember when I was at the time, you guys were both pro-choice and I was like, Trump's pro-life. And you're both like, that won't change. That won't change at all. They always say that and they never get it done. But then it got done. Mm-hmm. The idea that if Trump wanted to stay in office, his next January 6th would be successful isn't wild to me.
I don't see that happening. Like
January 7th.
January 7th. Yeah, the next day, the big sequel everyone's been anticipating. Yeah, I think it'll be similar to the first time, where big promises, big guarantees, and then not a lot delivered.
I remember how much he struggled the last time. Like his staff turnover was like legendary. It seemed like he was constantly losing his chief of staff, his chief of defense, like top level secretaries. Next time, he won't be such a rookie. And he'll hire people who help him get done what he aspires to get done, who won't second guess him. There was like almost a shadowy wall in there that like the adults in the room that kept Trump from doing silly things. That won't be the case next time around.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Or I mean, they also like impeded stuff that was popular with his base, like building a wall, just as the most basic example.
I would argue the Democrats did that, not his chief of staff.
They definitely contributed to it. Like they were the driving. No, I was saying the Democrats contribute. Like they fought hard against it.
They literally did it. Now, on the other hand, Trump fucked that up because he could have had it, but he's like, no, I don't want your infrastructure and I don't want your wall money unless you also call off the special investigator Mueller. And they're like, we're not going to do that too. And he's like, well, then no deal, nothing. So he got nothing.
Yeah, he got his tax cuts passed, and he did a bunch of stuff.
And that's it.
And that's and see, that's what like makes me kind of. I think like all the hysteria about like he's going to be a fucking Hitler, whatever. It's like
I was watching the
I
was watching the 2016 Republican primary debates, and it was when they had the full stage up there. You know, like 9 or 12 candidates or something wild like that. And Trump was front and center. That they sort of based on your polling, that's how they arranged you. And they asked about that Iranian general Soleimani or something like that. Mm-hmm. And again, primary days, like, and Trump's like, I take care of that problem. He's like, that's all you want to say? Because they're like, you know, traditionally this person's been considered like, you know, off limits, and yet we believe he's a sponsor of terrorism. He travels around the world, trains terrorists on how to attack the United States. What would you do? And he's like, I take care of that problem. You don't want to expand on that? You don't have anything else to say on that? And then it like, the video cuts to when he's president and he's making the press conference. He's like, tonight we killed the Iranian rogue general Soleimani. He
died like a dog.
Well, this is the guy that they hit with that Predator missile that has no explosives in it. It's just got blades. It's just got giant swords that come out of each side. And so they shot it. So they blew it. It's so fucking cool. They slice and dice the person.
Just one guy, like fucking Lockheed Martin. They're like, what? What's the purpose? Dude, I was like, it's gonna get used. It's gonna get used. Just another couple million. I'll figure out the blades. They're not sharp enough. They're plenty sharp. It's not working.
Seriously? Why ninja stars, dude?
It's fucking cool, man. I watched Blade last night. You're gonna love this. Watch this.
Has it got all your favorite television characters painted
Zach,
on? Like you're just. Can
you show us that missile?
Really a pet project.
I think it's like it's a Hellfire missile or something like that. That's got just search sword missile or bladed missile or bladed assassination missile.
Dude, if I'm going for a high stakes assassination, I am not putting my eggs in the blade bomb basket. I'm going traditional.
I don't think it's failed yet.
Well, okay, 1 for 1 maybe. Or have we cut anybody else up? Good.
Yeah, there was another like ISIS guy or something that was on his balcony. I think we sliced and diced him too. Look at this shit.
Okay, are the blades even necessary?
What's cool about
it. If you take the blades off that thing and
we need a different picture. Find one that shows like an image of it, not an an animated.
I pictured it opening in midair and all the ninja stars spreading out across the ground.
No, it's more like a hunter's arrow that has blades that stick out all around a central like point.
How big is this?
I don't know. I don't know how long the blades are or anything.
I was picturing it being like the size of a whole person.
Yeah, it is.
I pictured it way longer, like 30 feet long.
Oh, you don't have to even put a payload on a 30-foot.
I wish we could find it like
ram that into somebody. They're dead.
Maybe the aftermath.
There we
you
go.
Can find the aftermath. That's because that'll show like hopefully it won't be.
That might be a little gory. I don't know.
Oh yeah, make sure it's not gory. Use your judgment. Don't show me like Soleimani's brains or anything or whatever that guy's name was.
Sotomayor.
Yeah. So
that's
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, and this guy's standing behind it. He's trying to make it look cool and bigger. I bet it's not. I bet it's a standard 7 foot.
Are you shit talking our cool ass ninja missile that cuts people into little pieces, Taylor?
No.
Look at that! Look at that American hero over there somewhere, getting ready to.
It is pretty cool. That's hard. I bet Russia doesn't have one of these.
Oh, you know they don't have one of those.
No, China's looking at it all jealous. They're gonna steal it and make a shitty one.
They hate it when we take like I remember a story about Xi Jinping being mad about Kung Fu Panda. Like, what the fuck? We missed this.
I thought that movie was enormous in China.
That's the point. It's an American-made movie about a Kung Fu Panda, two very Chinese attributes. It'd be like if you made it'd be like if there's a Chinese movie called Baseball Cowboy, and it made it made $2 billion, and it was just a bunch of guys. Oh, my name, I'm Cowboy.
Oh, I'm Johnny Baseball.
We'd be like, what the fuck? What did we do? Like you know, but we made Kung Fu Panda and Jack Black.
That's a funny cowboy.
Made us all fall in love with two of their most significant cultural iconic things.
Dude, I would love if China made a movie called Baseball Cowboy and it killed here. They like have a tenuous grasp of the rules of the game. Like, I'm here, Rod a Dinger.
I'm Chung-Li and I hit dingers.
I'm Chung-Li and I hit like that fat that
Big
chunky Italian kid. Yeah, Big Al. I'm Big Al and I hit dingers. He's almost Biden-esque there, but yeah, I think we need, if anything, more cool bladed bombs.
Yeah, I like it.
It sold me on this guy.